All right, here we are back again live at H&A with the face of Unilock Midwest for sure. My man Auggie from all the way down from Chicagoland. He's here today. He set up an amazing booth over here for Unilock.
Come check it out.
Yeah, and we just had to get Auggie in here to fill us in on what he does for Unilock, why Unilock separates itself from everybody else in the competition, and then I'm going to speak a little bit on why this is our #1 sponsor and why we enjoy working with these guys.
You don't say no to Dan Preston when he asks you to come out and have a chat. So
thank you so much.
Always good to do it.
It's good to have you with us, man. I feel like you and I would love to sit down with you more often.
We go back, but now we're both busy, so
right.
No worries. But yeah, we I love seeing what you guys are doing. I love seeing what you're doing. Kind of next level stuff with the Hardscape mentor and everything. Just great stuff, man.
Thank you so much.
Great topics, right? Great information, and that's really what
we're all just trying to help contractors out.
It's all about, right? Exactly the same thing with us. Right? We've got great product, but I think what we do, right, as a company is try to keep that education going, right? We've been doing it for, I've been there 18 years now, and I remember one of the biggest things that I remember doing is like, oh my God, like we do a lot of, we're gonna go do this, and it's all free. We're training people.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's cool,
Yeah. So I sat down with Andy Strutman a little bit because one of the big reasons that I started using Unilock and what I tell everybody is to get a hold of that rep. Like I think you guys seriously do separate yourself with the boots on the ground, the contractor services. How if anyone has a problem with anything in the field, they can reach out to their rep and they're going to be there. They're going to answer your calls. They're going to come out there and work you through your problems. So we have that side of things, but then maybe you take it a little bit further with the training, Auggie?
Yeah, and so that's a strong suit of ours, and we're passionate about it, right? So we're passionate about the product, right? It's a great product. It really helps, kind of what we do in the sales side of things. But the other side, or the other side of that coin is the support.
Yeah.
Right? And we need our guys to be able to go out to a job site and know what they're doing, right? Especially with our product, but also in the industry. We want our reps to be, the guy that everyone calls for everything, right? Everything Hardscape, whether it's our product, whether it's an accessory, whatever it may be. And then, that kind of falls into what I do. I help do some of that training internally, but then, I love going out to job sites, and I'll go out more for new product initiatives, right?
Okay.
Hey, we have a new product that we launched, our Yukara cabinets, our modular cabinets, or something like that, where maybe it is a little bit new, where maybe our reps don't know everything in and out, like, maybe the way that Bruce and I do, or maybe some of the other contractor services guys.
Let's just talk about why do you and Bruce know more. It's because you're also on the research and development side.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, they bring us in to kind of just, hey, does this make sense? Is it something we need to change? And I think that's great because then we can give some of our feedback. We are on job sites.
Yeah.
We did go out there. And
I always back and forth.
Right, and I always say this, right? We learn more from the contractors than we teach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's really why I think it's a great industry.
Yeah.
Right? We go out there and it's cool because we'll bring it to our seminars. We do a lot of seminars. We do a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's great when they come up like, hey, that's what I'm like. Yeah, you guys taught that to us. And it's always hard to give everyone credit, but I think what we're seeing now is everyone's the ability to just pass along the information. The shift in the industry is a lot of new, younger contractors that maybe don't have that same experience level that we did 10 years ago before we saw that labor shortage. And so for what you guys are doing with Hardscape Mentor, what we do with our training, I think it's the same goal of making sure that it's a great installation, right?
Yeah, right.
Because
exactly.
then it makes our product look
right
long term,
and the industry look good forever.
Correct,
We can't see failing patios, failing walls anywhere, right?
Because that's the worst, right?
Otherwise, everyone looks bad. So I
Agreed.
always like to tell the members of Hardscape Mentor, like we're just one avenue or one resource you can take when it comes to infield practices, right? But to me, like the second in line is the Unilock contractor services, really. And I always tell these guys, call your Unilock rep. I mean, I made the comment to Andy, I've been doing this for 22 years or 23 years at the time, and the Yukara system came out, and I wanted to try it, right? But it was still a new product to me. I built with every retaining wall in the market, but I'd never built with that. So I called Herb Hinch.
Yeah, Herb's
he's there. He's there day one. He walked me through the corners. Right, he walked me through the corner scenario, which was what I couldn't figure out, and then I was on my way. So
and it's those tips and tricks, right?
Yeah.
And that it's those little things that they'll frustrate a crew. I go out to job sites, and the best thing that I get is when I show the little tip and trick, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
wish we knew that, last week. And
yes, exactly.
so it's those little things that, whether it's, U-Vision designing,
Yeah.
and it's like those little, the little tips or
that you can share and pass on.
Right,
Yeah,
correct.
it's
And
crazy.
it makes everyone's job easier.
Yep.
And it kind of, it keeps the needle moving.
Yeah. What I really like about what you said is how you're out in the field working with these guys. If even you're taking that feedback
Correct.
back to research and development.
Right.
That's what's so cool. I
Right.
think some of these manufacturers might have a research and development team who maybe are never out in the field.
Yeah.
Check it, and they're just like coming up with the things on their own. It's like, no, Augie's like, I've seen this. This is what the industry needs. Takes it back to the house, and they figure it out.
And the great thing is our contractors know that, right? They
Yeah.
know that their first line to us is their rep.
Yeah.
And and that's the thing. Our reps will, we have meetings, internally every month, and they'll say, hey, one segment that we have is, hey, what are we hearing?
Yeah.
And we go down the list, and some of them are like, okay, we maybe can't do that, but then, I would say,
right. You can't take every request.
Right,
but you can work if you have
a good percentage of our products have come from those ideas, right? And so, it's having a pulse in the industry, right? The Yukara modular cabinet system was a byproduct of that, right? We're taking concrete away from our bread and butter. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And so for us to try to say, hey, we're going to kind of take that out and add aluminum, lightweight, easy to build.
Yeah.
And it was a new thing for us. So,
but it's
and it still is, but it's taken off.
I was going to say, it's been a success as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Because it makes ease of installation.
Right.
Efficiency in the field. Yeah.
And then you can have that newer guy that can use a socket wrench or an impact, and there's minimal cutting, almost no cutting, so you don't have to worry about someone chopping off their finger. They even use a chop saw, right?
Yeah.
So we're taking all these ideas and we're putting them together, and some of them don't work, and we know that, and that's okay because.
It's just continuous research and development, progressiveness, and that's what I love about Unilock. What are the pillars? I always like to repeat the pillars: quality, service, innovation. I don't know if I said them in the right order.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But you guys nail them all.
Yep.
You nail them all. We just talked about all of them, right? The quality of the product you're putting out, the innovation of you guys inventing the new stuff, and being the leader. I feel too like that's another reason I like to partner with Unilock and brag that I use them all the time is because you guys I feel are on the forefront of these new products, right? And when you go into a new product, you're also not, going into it without a bunch of research and developments. Like you're not going to break out a new product unless you and Bruce have put it through the ringer or whatever else.
There's so much on the hopper right now that we're just want to get out.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It's got to be. You're right. It's just those. Just I keep going back to the cabinets because I was intimately involved with that.
Yeah.
That's 7 years in the making.
Yeah.
Right, before we even got where we are now with those, and now it's the fun stuff. Now it's like, hey, you guys, we needed a fireplace, so we spent about a year and a half, 2 years coming up with that. Now it's out. It did
That's
well.
so cool. We're talking to the man who develops the product, some of the products at Unilock, though.
Not all of them, just, again, a little, this
but
much.
Either way.
But, again, it's, they're taking the information and all the reps, everyone that goes out, our marketing team does a great job. Same thing, they capture all the information. You see Anna here. She's making sure that we're doing everything we need to.
Yeah.
And I think it's a labor of love for all of us, right? It's the same thing for you guys. I see the stuff that you're doing, and I'm not big on social media, but I love seeing it all, right? Because it's kind of like, yes, like that's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're right on. I think I just saw something you did.
Yeah.
I'm like, we've been saying that for years. Like, but when you say it, it makes sense. Like, that's awesome, right? But
that's cool.
That's really, for us, that's really what it is. It's all about, yes, the innovation, the people. The people are huge.
Yeah.
Right? There's no one in that booth right now that you're not going to want to go hang out with and have a good time with.
I love it. Yep.
Our industry, it's about relationships, right, and trust.
Yeah.
If you can't trust someone to give you the information and know what they're talking about, you're probably not going to follow that. So that's huge for us, and that's huge for what we're doing and moving forward, right? We have to kind of keep pushing that envelope a little bit, on the industry. And there's some great other manufacturers out there, but we want to stay in front of everyone, and that's kind of what our goal is.
Yeah, and sometimes that takes a little risk and a little bit of in-house discomfort. I'm sure.
There's some good back behind the scenes arguments with Bruce and I.
I'm sure. But that's really cool. Research and development go hand in hand, and people first.
Yeah,
always. I sat down with Weston from Synced Up, and it's the same thing. Yeah. A lot of these successful organizations are people first. It just starts there, making sure all these contractors are comfortable and knowledgeable, and then it just all fills in.
Yeah, you can learn everything else, right? But having someone that gets it, someone that's passionate, someone that's excited about what we're doing, like some of the design work and some of that stuff is. People look at it like, oh, that's cool, right? And then we look at it, we're like, oh my God, that's like next level. That's insane what you did with, and that's the, people just get it, just the passion of what you do.
In fact, we're all here for the same reason,
Yeah.
right? We're all here for the same reason, to grow together and better the industry.
Yep,
So
agreed.
thank you so much for sitting down with us,
Always
Augie.
a pleasure.
You're going to have some Unilock training seminars going on this winter,
Yeah.
right?
Actually, every winter we'll be on the road. We help through quite a bit. All of our markets are gearing up, and so a lot of them. I think Ohio starts in January. Chicago will start theirs in February. So
check
all
out
winter
those,
long.
Yeah, so check out those contractor services that are going to be flying around the country. Another amazing resource to make sure all your hardscapes are getting put in right. And thank you for being with us, Augie.
No, thanks for having me.
Anyone wants to get a hold of Augie, how do they do that?
The easiest is Instagram, a direct message. I do look at that daily. I just don't post a lot.
No,
but that is Unilock Auggie is the easiest way to find me.
Yeah, cool. Just a wealth of knowledge right here, man. It's a pleasure to have you in the booth.
All right, Dan. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you so much.
All right.